Practical value. The practical value of the teaching on Kamma may be summarized as follows. It establishes people firmly in reasoned discernment and sound judgment. It enables people to see actions and the fruits of action in the light of interrelated causes and conditions. It prevents people from gullible beliefs and from giving undue importance to sensationalized rumors and ideas. For example, the belief that a particular river is sacred or divine. It reveals how desired results and aspired goals are achievable by way of action and engagement. Therefore, one must develop self-reliance and make determined effort. One should not seek or expect results by prayer and supplication. For instance, by propitiating divine forces. It encourages people to take responsibility for themselves by abstaining from immoral behavior, and to take responsibility for others by performing good deeds for them. It confirms that all people equally possess the natural right to develop and improve themselves. Through their actions, people are able to either decrease or increase in virtuous quality. And at the highest degree, they are able to reach such distinction that they are greater than celestial beings. It asserts that the true yardsticks for determining human inferiority and excellence are each individual's spiritual qualities, capabilities and conduct. In this regard, the distinctions made according to class, social class, or theology. It urges people to use past karma as a lesson for life and to increase their own self-understanding. It gives relatively little importance to blaming or focusing on others' misdeeds and offences. In this way, one recognizes one's own basic qualities and condition, so that one is able to improve oneself and to correctly plan one's own spiritual development. It provides hope to people for the future. These aspects of practical value are evident in the following teachings by the Buddha. General aspect of karma. It is volition amongst that I call karma. For having willed, one acts by body, speech or mind. Beings are owners of their actions, heirs of their actions. They originate from their actions, are related to their actions, have their actions as their refuge. It is action that distinguishes beings as inferior and superior. Whatever sort of seed is sown, that is the sort of fruit one reaps. The doer of good reaps good, the doer of evil reaps evil. That deed is not well done when, after having done it, one is in misery, and when weeping with tearful face one reaps the fruit thereof. That deed is well done when, after having done it, one is free of misery, and when, with joy and pleasure, one reaps the fruit thereof. Foolish people, devoid of wisdom, behave like enemies towards themselves. They go about doing evil deeds which yield only bitter fruit. That deed is not well done when, having done it, one is in misery, and when weeping with tearful face one reaps the fruit thereof. But that deed is well done when, after having done it, one is free of misery, and when, with a joyful and satisfied heart, one reaps the fruit thereof. One should promptly do the deed one knows leads to one's own welfare. Karma grounded in rational belief. The rivers Bahuka and Adikaka, Gaya and Sundarika II, Payaga and Sarasati, and the river Bahumati. A fool may they are forever bathed, yet will not purify dark deeds. What can the Sundarika bring to pass? What the Payaga, what the Bahuka? They cannot purify an evil doer, a man who has done vile and brutal deeds. On the contrary, one pure in heart fulfills at all times the feast of spring, a supreme auspicious occasion, and the holy day, Uposatha. One fair in act, one pure in heart, reaches perfection evermore. In my teachings, Brahman, you should bathe, making yourself a refuge for all beings. If you speak no falsehood, nor cause harm for living beings, nor take what is offered not, with faith and free from avarice, what need for you to go to Gaya? For even your drinking water will be your Gaya. If a person could escape evil deeds by bathing in water, by washing away their sins, the frogs, turtles, snakes, crocodiles, and other aquatic creatures would surely all go to heaven. If these rivers were able to sweep away your previous evil deeds, surely they would also sweep away your goodness. Purity does not come about by holy water, in which the many folk go to bathe. Endowed with truth and righteousness, one is pure, one is a Brahman. One who does not attach to omens, who does not attach to meteors, dreams, and auspicious and inauspicious signs, is called one released from harmful attachment to portents and premonitions. He has command over the defilements that bind beings to birth, confining them like a moat. He will not return and be reborn. Goodness passes fools by, those who count on auspicious signs. Auspiciousness is intrinsic to goodness itself. What can the stars and constellations accomplish? Any occasion when one does good is called truly propitious and auspicious, a happy daybreak, a joyful dawn, a precious moment, and a blissful hour. One's good acts are a worthy offering of homage to those leading the holy life. Here one acts of body, speech, and mind. One's aspirations too are good auspices. Having performed such actions, one reaps desired fruit, fulfilled with auspiciousness. Kamma as active engagement. Hanker not after the past, nor fantasize over the future, for the past has been left behind and the future has not been reached. Let one who clearly discerns and understands the present, that which is absolute and unshakable, strive to reach this state. Hasten to put forth effort today. Death may come tomorrow, who knows? The Lord of Death, the great General, shows us no leniency. But one who dwells ardently, diligently, by day, by night, it is he, the peaceful sage, has called supreme, even if living for a single day. Householder, there are these 5 things that are desirable, enticing, agreeable, and difficult to obtain in the world. What 5? Long life, beauty, happiness, fame, heaven. These 5 things, I say, are not obtained by means of prayer or ambition. If these 5 things could be obtained by means of prayer or ambition, who here would be lacking in anything? Householder, the noble disciple who desires long life ought not to pray for or be preoccupied with long life due to a yearning for it. The noble disciple who desires long life should practice the way conducive to long life, for when he practices the way conducive to long life, it leads to obtaining long life, and he gains long life, either human or divine. The noble disciple who desires beauty, happiness, fame, heaven, should practice the way conducive to beauty, happiness, fame, heaven. Monks, when a monk does not make a constant effort to develop the mind, even though such a wish as this might arise in him. Oh, that my mind might be liberated from the tense by non-clinging. Yet his mind is not liberated from the tense by non-clinging. Suppose there was a hen with 8, 10, or 12 eggs that she had not covered, incubated and nurtured properly. Even though such a wish as this might arise in her, oh, that my chicks might pierce their shells with the points of their claws and beaks and hatch safely. Yet the chicks are incapable of piercing their shells with the points of their claws and beaks and hatching safely. Behavior is a benchmark for gauging a person's value. You should know, Waseta, that whoever makes his living among men by cattle herding is called a farmer. He is not a Brahmin. Whoever makes his living by varied crafts is called a craftsman. He is not a Brahmin. Whoever makes his living by trade is called a merchant. He is not a Brahmin. He who makes his living by serving others is called a servant. He is not a Brahmin. He who makes his living by stealing is called a thief. He is not a Brahmin. Whoever governs among men, the town and realm, is called a king. He is not a Brahmin. I call him not a Brahmin because of the descent from his mother's womb. If impurities still lurk in him, he is just one who addresses others as sir, one who has no mental impurities lingering in the mind, who clings no more. He is the one I call a Brahmin. Name and clan are assigned as mere designations in the world, originating as forms of address determined by the occasion. Those who do not know this fact, in whose hearts wrong view has remained buried for ages, declare, one is a Brahmin by birth. One is not a Brahmin by birth, nor by birth a non-Brahmin. By one's occupation, Kamma, is one a Brahmin. By one's occupation is one a non-Brahmin. By their occupations are men farmers, craftsmen, merchants, servants, robbers, soldiers, chaplains, and even kings. The wise, seers of dependent origination, skilled in action and its results, see action as it really is. Action makes the world go round. Action makes this generation of beings wander on. Living beings are bound by action, like the chariot wheel by the pin. I do not say, Brahmin, that one is better because one is from an aristocratic family, nor do I say that one is worse because one is from an aristocratic family. I do not say that one is better because one possesses an influential social standing, nor do I say that one is worse because one possesses an influential social standing. I do not say that one is better because one is of great wealth, nor do I say that one is worse because one is of great wealth. For here one from an aristocratic family, one possessing an influential social standing, one of great wealth may enjoy killing living beings, stealing, engaging in sexual misconduct, speaking falsely, speaking maliciously, speaking harshly, and engaging in gossip. He may be covetous, have a mind of ill will, and hold wrong view. One is not an outcast by birth, one is not a Brahmin by birth. It is by deed that one becomes an outcast, it is by deed that one becomes a Brahmin. When members of the four social classes, Khatiyas, Brahmins, Vaisas, and Sudras, go forth from the household life into homelessness, in the Dhamma and discipline proclaimed by the Tathagata, they give up their former names and clans, and are all considered renunciants, following the Sakyan son. Whoever of these four classes as a monk has destroyed the mental impurities, completed the holy life, done what had to be done, laid down the burden, attained to the highest goal, completely destroyed the fetter of becoming, and become liberated by the highest insight, he is declared to be chief among them. Self-reliance. The Tathagata can but point the way. Your responsibility is to bring perseverance to fulfillment. Oneself indeed is one's refuge, for who else could be one's refuge? With oneself well trained, one obtains a refuge difficult to find. Purity and impurity are personal matters, no one can purify another. Monks, dwell with yourselves as a refuge, with no other refuge, with the Dhamma as your refuge, with no other refuge. Exhortations for the future. A woman or a man, a householder, or one gone forth, should reflect again and again. I am the owner of my Kamma, heir to my Kamma, born of my Kamma, related to my Kamma, abide supported by my Kamma. Whatever karma I shall do, for good or for ill, of that I will be the heir. If you are afraid of pain, do not an evil deed, openly or in secret. If you shall do an evil deed, or do one now, there is no escape from misery, though you spring up and flee. Gain wealth, silver, gold, or whatever one other cherished possessions there are. Slaves, workers, employees, and dependents, none of these can one take away. Everything must be left behind. But the actions one has done by body, speech, or mind, these are truly one's own. These one takes when one goes. Actions follow one along like a shadow that never departs. Therefore one should do what is good, accumulating what is useful for the future. Merits are the support for living beings in the world to come.